My next guest takes on Polyana Viana coming up here this Saturday at UFC Fight Night 125. It is Maia Stevenson joining me here on the program for the very first time. Maia, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, especially during fight week. And I got to ask, how was the trip down to Brazil? How long is that plane ride for you?
The plane ride was about 30 hours, including layovers, so it was quite a long trek out here. There's no easy way to Belém.
Right. No, for sure. Is that the longest flight you've ever been on?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, fair enough. And what did you do on the plane for that amount of time? Were you trying to get some sleep? Were you watching movies? What would I find you doing on the airplane?
On the airplane, I had a hard time sleeping. My mind was going. I was trying to take everything in and see as much as I could. So I was up just maybe listening to some music and reading some books and stuff like that. I'm not a big TV watcher.
Okay, fair enough. And I imagine this is your first time to Brazil?
It is my first time to Brazil.
Nice. Now, did you have to alter your weight cut at all with the fact you had such a long traveling time? Because I know when you're on the plane, it's harder to lose water weight. It sort of gets absorbed. Did you have any issues with the weight cut?
I don't have any, actually. I mean, especially for me being, fighting so long, I take into account that you are going to be flying and you are going to be retaining some water and having to cut a little bit more weight. So I got onto the plane at a lower weight than I usually do. So yeah, me and my camp, we made our adjustments so that it would be an easy cut out here.
Excellent. And of course, people watching this will probably remember you from The Ultimate Fighter Season 26. And, a lot of the people I've interviewed from that show say they really enjoyed the experience and they got along well with the cast members. Did you have a similar experience?
Oh, I loved it. I know a lot of people have different takes on it. And, especially, my husband Joe, he must have had different experiences than I did, because going on to the show, he was telling me all these things to watch out for, and to prepare for. And, what I wasn't prepared for was what an amazing time I had. I spent, 6 weeks with, 15 really incredible women, coming out of it with a lot of friends and a lot of good experience, being able to go with so much talent and be in that environment. I had a great experience. I'm pretty sure every girl on the show had a good experience, win or lose.
Yeah, no, for sure. And of course, on the show, you lost to Sajara, but she ended up going to the finals. Do you take anything away from the fact that at least you lost to one of the best fighters on the show?
No, because you never really get over or want to accept the loss,
Right.
and
Okay.
so, in my mind, it's hard to. But, she was incredible. She did a lot of really good things, and I have a lot of respect for her. And she's very talented, and she's going to do really well at the 125 division. So, good luck to her. But, and I'm not saying that, I'm like, oh, I should have won. But no, it's always hard to accept the loss. But I love her. She's great. She was one of the competitors that I thought grew the most on the show. So, good for her.
Good stuff. Why didn't you fight at the Ultimate Fighter finale? Were you just not healthy, or were you injured at the time, or what was there another reason?
I did the Ultimate Fighter, and I did it up a weight class. I had fought at 125 early in my career, but with my body changing, 115 was where I had sat more. But when the Ultimate Fighter was casting for the 125 division, I threw my name in the hat, and I was luckily I got chosen. But it was really apparent throughout the season, I was trying to keep on the weight rather than, keep it off like everyone else was. So I was able to, and lucky enough, to secure a deal to fight at strawweight for the UFC. So that's why I didn't fight in the finale.
Excellent. Okay, that makes sense. And last question about the Ultimate Fighter. Is there anyone in particular you keep in touch with from the show after the fact?
Oh my God, my whole team.
Okay, cool.
We have a group chat together. We talk to each other at least, once or twice a week. I have, we call them our treehouse girls. We had such an amazing, blue team, and that's a lot of testament to Justin Gaethje and his coaching staff. They really brought us together as a team. A lot of our girls ended up fighting each other, but we really walked out of there with some really good friendships. So I keep in touch with everybody.
Excellent. Now let's talk about this fight. You're taking on Polyana Viana. Like I mentioned, she's got the 9-1 record. How do you feel like you match up against her?
I know she's tall and she's got a really good submission game. Her striking, I don't think compared to mine at this point. And, I've got a little bit more experience. I know we have about the same amount of fights, but being on the Ultimate Fighter, you kind of come out of there a different fighter. So I I feel very confident going in there, and I'm excited.
And who have been some of your main training partners that are helping you, that have helped you get ready for this fight?
Oh, I have a great camp. I decided to move down to San Diego to train at San Diego Combat Academy with Liz Carmouche, Pearl Gonzalez, Alima McFarland, you know, and we have a lot of other girls that stop in and come to spar. And Manolo Hernandez at Team Hurricane Awesome. They've been helping me a lot in this camp, and you know, and Bill Crawford with my diet and my striking. So I'm very excited. Our room is crazy good of girls.
Excellent. And I talked a bit about the weight cut before. I imagine everything's on point heading into Saturday's fight?
Yeah, everything's looking good. Weight's good. Just relaxing, peaking at the right time, ready to perform.
Excellent. And how do you see this fight unfolding on Saturday?
Second round TKO. I mean, I hate to make fight predictions. I know a lot of people do, but I'm gonna try to put the pressure on and keep the pace working, and you know, hopefully the sooner the better, right? We are in Brazil.
Last question for you here. What are you doing in Brazil in your downtime? I know you got the media obligations and all that stuff. Are you getting to see the cities at all or anything like that, or is it just staying in the hotel room?
Usually I see low-key. You know, I'm not here to sightsee or things like that. You know, I've gotten to see a little bit of Belém, and it's beautiful. It's right here at the tip of the Amazon River. So of course, you know, and culturally, it's kind of interesting to meet and see new things. But you know, I'm here to fight, so I just focus on that.
And who's in your corner for this fight?
I have Manolo Hernandez, Team Hurricane Awesome, and Bill Crawford, all out of San Diego Combat Academy.
Good stuff. Well, we can't wait for this fight. It's coming up here this Saturday at UFC Fight Night 125. Maia, I want to thank you so much for joining me here on the program, especially during Fight Week. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you have any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours.
Oh, yeah, you guys can find me on Maia Stevenson on Facebook, and it's Maia _Stevenson _MMA at Instagram. And then, you know, I got a lot of great sponsors, Health First in Victorville. And then, you know, just, you know, my family and friends and all my training partners are very supportive of me.